Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, July 6th, 2020. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here that the ES is currently breaking to the upside out of that channel we've been drawing up for a while. Here's the channel boundary, something like this, right? We talked about how price was coiled up right here at the bottom and how that typically suggests an upside break, likely up toward 3,400, perhaps beyond that. But right now we're seeing the effects of that breakout here since the first trading days of the month. We've had a very nice bullish move. For those of you who have watched the monthly market outlook that we did on July 1st, we talked about the seasonality of the bullish first week of July and how that spills over into the rest of the month. Again, right now, as long as price remains, call it above 3080, 3085, we should see a continuation higher toward 3300, 3400. So right now we have a very good key range to continue to watch. This key range right here. That's not it. Let's grab this tool right here. This is the key range right here. We've had a neutral development at the center of that key range, and again that would suggest upside expansion at some point down the road here. It's built enough energy. Targets, remember, we have a 50% upside target and a 100%. So 50% would be 33.85 and 35.38 would be the primary 100% target. So these two targets would be the most likely to be reached if we are able to push through the top and continue to hold above that zone. So right now, any pullback over the next week could be a buying opportunity for a continuation higher toward those targets. A failure to hold 3100, 3085 would suggest a likely failure of this break and could lead to a retest of the lows. But right now, everything is suggesting more upside. Here's a look at the NQ. Now, the NQ had a very similar pattern here. Obviously, very clear uptrending channel that's been developing here as well. We have hit new highs above the previous month's high. No rejection of those prices. We are on new highs already. And again, we could see another extension of this move. Again, any pullback into 10.3 or 10.200, anywhere in that zone could still be a great buying opportunity for a continuation higher. At the moment, this continues to hold above the early February highs there before the major sell-off. That's 97.63, and if we draw a line here from that level over, there it is. It lines up right here. 97.61 really lines up with that 97.61 zone. So that's where it held and bounced. That's the level right there where it sold off during COVID here. We've made a rebound, so that's going to continue to be the major level to watch. 97.63, more upside. We could drop back into it and continue higher given the higher value relationship that we've seen month over month. As long as we continue to hold 97.63 right now, more upside could be seen ahead. So that's the idea. Now, while we may see a little bit more upside here, we could get to a cycle high that leads to a rotation, and again, a 10,000 retest or something of that nature could be the way to go down the road. But until that point comes, we still see strength ahead. Got to continue to watch the previous week's high in both the ES, the NQ, and even the YM right now, because a failure above the previous week's highs early in the week, today for example, could lead to a pullback toward the weekly pivot range. Okay, let's take a look now at crude oil. Here's crude. Now, crude has been continuing to trend higher, but it has been very quiet here as of late. Higher highs, higher lows, but not big range at all on a day-to-day basis. We have seen this thing hold the PIMA trigger zone, which again continues to rise here. It was the low 2 days in a row, almost hit it here on Friday, and now, or Thursday rather. Now we're sitting here at highs again, approaching the previous month's high. So everything still suggests more upside. It has quieted down just a bit, but overall, until there's a failure to hold, call it 37s here, 37.50. Every pullback still continues to be a buying opportunity until proven otherwise, with an upward target zone that takes you somewhere around 42 to 44.5 at the very least on the next move up. So that could be a very good target. So if we do pull back, call it to 39s or 39.5 this week early on, that could be a 39 to 42 or 39 to 45 type of play that plays out over the course of a week or so. So keep that in mind. Failure to hold 37.5 again opens up a 34 move. All right, let's take a look here at gold futures now. You'll notice with gold here, this one has been quite bullish. It's defended or seen a defense at the levels that we've mentioned before. This looks like a transition breakout day here where it's transitioning from range bound to a markup price discovery phase. We mentioned it needed to hold the 1750 to 1760 zone. It did. Then I mentioned it needed to hold the 1760 zone again. It did. And so you're seeing the effects here of the PIMA trigger zone come into play. After the breakout, we're seeing a clear price discovery move up, and we're seeing defenses in the PIMA trigger zone, and the 8-period average is currently the low of the day. So right now everything suggests more strength here. We're seeing a break above 1790 at the moment right here, which on an intraday basis is quite bullish. Again, this market hasn't really wanted to spend much time above 1800 ever. I mean, these are the first 2 times it's tested in perhaps 7 years, something like that. So, you know, there still needs to be acceptance above 1800, but the day it finds that acceptance, 1831 is going to be right around the corner. So again, right now, very clear uptrending market. If there's a failure to hold 1780 on a closing basis, that would be indicative of a near-term failure, which we could rotate back down. But right now, everything still suggests strength ahead for gold until proven otherwise, but keep an eye on 1800 for early signs of rejection or acceptance. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops heading into the rest of the session and the week ahead. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.